Hey guys, welcome to Lights Out with Ish and Eve. This is our very first episode, so we are figuring things out as we go, like where to put my arm.
Like how to be on camera full stop.
Yeah, this is very strange. Anyways, this is our first one. So I'm Ish and this is Eve. And you go.
Basically, we are friends. We've been friends for many years. We've worked together years ago, and then more recently worked together again. And Ish has been into the F1 for a year or so, 2 years.
I started watching at the start of last season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've been hearing about it. I'm an AFL girly. To my core. Ish is not.
No.
But I just always liked sports, and I knew if I if I started watching it and started learning F1, I would get into it. But I never gave it the time of day until it was all I fucking heard about.
Yes.
Because our work was boring.
We had our desks literally side by side.
It was the same desk.
It was the same desk.
Desk singular.
Yeah. Not plural.
No.
And
Just plural.
yeah, and every Monday after a race, I'd be like, let me tell you about everything. And then you would try to talk to me about like AFL, and just immediately I would like relate
Brick
it back
wall.
to something with like to do with F1.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that'd be like the time that
Yeah, and then like with Lewis going to Ferrari, I think this is where the kind of thing happened. You were like, it's like if you're like longest serving like iconic champion player suddenly left like towards the end of their career, and I'd be like, oh my god, that's sick. If Scott Pendlebury was to leave Collingwood,
and I'd just immediately be like, eh.
and I'd be like, wow, it's a huge deal. I suddenly knew. Anyways, Melbourne rolls around.
Yes.
Free practice 1.
Yes.
We were watching it at work on our lunch
For
break.
legal reasons, I was not doing that. No, I've left that job now. I was watching it at work.
Well, it started on our lunch break.
It did.
And it continued on into the afternoon.
The afternoon. Yeah.
And I loved the sound of the cars. I was laughing at them. Meow. Meow. I wonder if that was fun. But then I started asking questions. You started telling me. I was like, I'm interested. You said, do you want to come over and watch the race on Sunday? And I said, that would be fun, I think. I'd like to learn.
Yes.
And the rest is really history.
Yeah.
It was a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I watched Drive to Survive.
Yep.
And basically, we started talking every day about F1, the drivers, my progress in learning. I started watching a lot of TikToks about it. The rabbit hole went deep, but it was fun. It's still going. I don't know why I'm talking in past tense. But basically, we started talking at work, and it ended up being like, damn, this is good for like people learning.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a huge space in F1 community for girls learning and the men that hate them.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's DRS?
Won't matter in like 2 years.
Literally.
But yeah, so we just decided we were yapping about it anyways. So might as well.
We found ourselves entertaining, so potentially other people might also find us entertaining.
And that was the vibe.
And here we are.
Yeah. Also, I don't know who's going to be watching this, but like
Probably no one, to be fair.
Probably no one, but like we're Australian, so we swear.
I think that's
just a little asterisk on that.
Yeah.
So, where should we start? Should we start with like an overall talk about the weekend? I mean, should we say who our teams are?
Yeah, I feel like we should give an intro about our teams, who we like, who we maybe not who we don't like. I feel like that will become evident.
Yeah. But
Yes. Do you want to go, or are you too upset?
I think that says it all.
Yeah.
I'm a Ferrari girly. So
I'm sorry.
this morning was difficult. I'm glad I didn't get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
to be heartbroken. I'm glad I got up at a reasonable hour to cry. I mean, look, if it had to happen, I'm glad it happened this weekend.
Yeah.
But it was a tough watch. Gonna be honest.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to watch it. I was like, so I'm a McLaren girly. Reason being, obviously I chose a team before I knew fucking shit, really. I knew a few people. I knew not much at all. really. But I chose McLaren based on what a lot of what Ashana said about the top teams. And this is before, obviously, Miami and upgrades and being, like, literally the best. And we were kind of a very solid third.
It was actually such bullshit because Evie started watching F1 and was like, I think I'm going to go for McLaren. And then, like, the next day, like, what?
Basically, I'm the reason McLaren is suddenly good. I'm the reason Lando got his first win. And that's that. You're welcome. Obviously, I'm fucking kidding. But yeah, I was like, I feel like I don't want to be supporting a team. I didn't want a bandwagon with Red Bull and Max. I want it to be different from you. And also, a lot of girlies are Ferrari girlies. Nothing wrong with that. I do love Ferrari and the Ferrari drivers and all of that. But I was like, I feel like it's a little, you know, to go for like the very next like second team. I was like, no, I'll go for like a Mercedes McLaren, kind of around there, like the top end of the midfield, which it was at that kind of point in time. And also Oscar Piastri, young Aussie driver. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be getting into the sport, I love supporting the Australians. Obviously, Danny Rick is like 34. Who knows how long he'll be around for? Asterisk on that.
A discussion for a later date.
Yeah, potentially later today. But he did well. I'm so happy for him. I do love Danny Rick because he's Aussie and he's a legend. But choosing a team, I was like, I'll go with the young Aussie that's like coming into it. And then I found out about Lando and everything changed. Here we are. Now we're like at the top of the field. So it's been good.
I mean, third top of the field.
Yeah.
Ferrari second, still, just.
Yeah,
Barely.
Lando's about to overtake Charles in the drivers. Yeah. He's 7 points behind.
Let's not talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's not talk about it.
The whole point of the podcast is to talk about it.
No.
She's in denial. It was a tough race for Charles. I really, really felt for him. He was going through it.
Yes.
He's not like Carlos, obviously just fucked it once and that was it. Charles was...
So obviously it all started at quali. There's a lot to say about it, but like ultimately they chose to like use their tires earlier on in the session, and then because they thought rain was going to come in.
Yeah.
And then, because the thing was, everyone thought, I think, that they had an extra set of tires, but they didn't. The only team that had an extra set of tires was Mercedes.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that they just chose not to use that. I thought they were saving their fresh set of softs for Q3.
No, they don't actually get those softs unless they get to Q3, which is why I was like, oh. But so basically, I think they did like all their push laps at the start of Q2. So then as the track was obviously improving,
everyone was fucking them off.
Yeah, but then they didn't have
any tires to get better lap times.
Because I think they thought the rain was coming. So they basically did like the opposite thing to everyone else, which if the rain came and like fucked everyone's
they would have been great.
Everyone would have been like, oh my God, Ferrari nailed it.
Yeah.
But they did not.
They did not nail it.
And the rain did not come through.
No.
So
that was that.
That was really unfortunate.
And then their engine problem.
And I love how an F1 car is also just like a computer. Like, just turn it on and turn it off again. And
right?
Then
it's right? And then he put the hard tires on. I was like, what are you doing?
For real.
What are you doing?
I was like, Ferrari, welcome back.
Yeah. The meme with like the clown faces on the pit wall. I was like,
honestly.
I wasn't around for the first time that meme surfaced.
Yeah. I mean, they were not as bad in like last year, but I think I was more like 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But as you said, starting P11, P12, if you're going to have engine failure, strategy issues,
get
wiping
it all
yourself
out, of the way,
when you're already at the bottom. You're already out of the points.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make a fucking difference if you're DNF.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, well, again, silver lining, ever the optimist, if it had to happen.
Let it happen this time. Yeah. You don't want another like gearbox failure on the formation lap when you're on pole position.
No.
Sorry to bring that up. Okay, let's not talk about Ferrari because Ishana's upset.
Also, one other thing about Ferrari though, I thought it was so funny. Carlos Sainz, after he took Albon out and then was in the grass, like that is me on the F123 game when I spin out.
Do you have that?
Not the new one, not F124.
23, that's
Yeah.
the same fucking drivers.
I know. It's really difficult. And if you spin off, it can be really hard to like get going again.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just me on the F123 game.
You're like,
He
Carlos.
was flailing.
I just have all the lawnmower memes.
True.
Because he was really like
He was
tearing it up.
He was spinning around.
Also him tagging Albon out of all people.
Yeah.
It's like, hey bestie, let's
Hey,
become
potential
acquainted.
Future teammate.
Let me put you in the wall.
Yeah.
What a good start
Yeah.
to this little
Fine.
duo.
Yeah. Both were not fine. Carlos then DNF'd.
Alex then DNF'd as well.
Oh no, he did.
Yeah, he like
True.
because Carlos only clipped him, but he clipped him
Yeah.
into the wall,
Yeah.
and then that was that. I felt so
Yeah.
bad for him. He was doing so well.
Yeah.
Both Williams into Q2
I know.
and out in Q2.
Yeah.
But wait, no, Albon was in Q3. I think he qualified 10th.
I don't remember.
I think he might have qualified 10th.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but Logan getting into Q2 for the first time.
Slay.
I was so upset when he went off the first time. I was
it
like,
the first time? I don't know.
it is.
This year?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's never outqualified
him.
Albon. Ever.
True.
He still didn't, but he's outqualified Perez.
He did outqualify Albon that time that Albon's track time got deleted.
Yes, so he
By
technically did.
default.
No, he technically didn't outqualify Albon, but then he did because Albon's time got deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
But,
is technicalities.
Yes. I was so upset when Logan went off, but he like saved it. He was fine.
Yeah.
And then he fucked it.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, bad time to get out of Q2 for the first time. Like, he doesn't have a seat.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. But if Carlos doesn't take the seat, I'm pretty sure Bottas will take the seat.
Yeah.
Because he was papped coming out of the fucking Williams thing in, I think it was Monaco?
Yeah.
Somewhere he got papped. Did I send that to you?
No, I think you did, yeah.
Rip to Williams, double DNF,
Yeah.
2 double DNFs.
I know.
Yeah.
But overall, the best race of the season.
100%.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, I was screaming, crying, and the whole time I was like, I hate this. But I was also just like, absolutely, without a doubt, I think so far, best race of the season. Especially after Monaco, which, despite the amazingness of Charles Leclerc winning, it was an absolute snooze fest.
It was. I was like this the whole time.
I know, especially because it started at 11.
Yeah, literally.
And
And
then
the
had a
first
red
lap was like,
flag
whoa,
for 45
whoa.
minutes.
Yeah, the first lap I was like
Like-
screaming. My sister like texted me and was like, hey, can you be quiet? And I was like, sorry. I'm sorry. And then nothing fucking happened after that.
Yeah, literally. All the excitement. in
And
lap
red
one.
flag for 45 minutes. The race restarted at like 12:30 a.m.? No,
Literally.
not quite. Probably like midnight.
Yeah,
And I was like, and then nothing happened
yeah,
at all.
agree.
Lance Stroll got a puncture.
But it also just didn't affect the race. Like I was panicked that it would. I'm
Yeah.
talking about Monaco now. I was panicked
Yeah,
that it
literally.
would because his like tire went off, but it ended up in the pit lane, so it didn't even cause like
I
a
know.
safety flag or anything. It was
I know. A
chilling.
safety flag.
A safety flag, a safety car, and a yellow flag. That's what I meant.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I
safety
don't need to
flag.
call you out. I just can't help it.
No, you're fine.
I want to talk about Sergio Perez
Yes.
desperately.
Go off.
I need to choose my words carefully on how I feel about this. What the fuck is he doing? Like, realistically. Like, he's qualified terribly. What, 3 races in a row is it now?
Yeah. So this happened last year, almost the same time last year, where he started amazingly and then just off a cliff.
But not even
And
just
it's
off a
happening
cliff.
again.
Like, was the cliff this bad last time?
Yeah, it
To
was
out
like
in
never
Q1?
making it to Q, like getting knocked out in Q3.
Yeah, okay.
Over and over.
Q1.
Sorry, yes,
Yeah.
Q1. Like over and over, like it was bad.
Yeah.
So it,
Rinse and repeat. Yeah. Why have they re-signed him for 2 years?
the 2 years part is crazy. Like
It's 1 + 1, apparently. I heard it's
Yeah.
1 + 1. But it's still fucking 2. 1 + 1 equals 2.
Surely there's got to be like
There's
a
a clause
clause
somewhere.
in there of like, if you don't perform to X, Y, and Z standard, you're out.
But he's not performing to X, Y, and Z standard.
And that's the thing. So
Just the timing of it, I'm like, surely give him an ultimatum. Be like, pick your shit up.
I know.
Stop costing us millions of dollars of damage.
Yeah.
That wasn't his fault, but still.
Yeah.
He did it again. This one was his fault.
Yeah.
There was no Kevin Magnussen this time.
No. Well, like when Albon was at Red Bull, when Gasly was at Red Bull,
No fucking second chances at all.
no,
They're
but they were
known
also
for
getting
being
like P7, P8. Like they weren't
DNFing
right
every
down
fucking
the
week.
bottom.
Yeah.
So like the double standard is kind of crazy.
And why? And like Yuki, hello? Promote Yuki. Obviously, I wanted Carlos to get the seat, but they do want a second driver for Max, so that was never really on the cards, I feel like. But
I would have loved to see Carlos go to Red Bull.
I
But
know, it would have been so good.
that was the
But
dream.
the timing of Yuki's contract, obviously, he was just waiting to see if he could get the Red Bull seat.
Totally.
And RB's like, here's your deal.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm just going to wait and see what Red Bull does.
Yeah.
And they signed Perez, so he signed RB again.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? What is going on?
Yeah.
Where is harsh Red Bull? Even though that was very harsh on Gasly, very harsh on Albon.
Totally. But yeah, it's just why the double standard?
Yeah, for someone that's crashing every 2 seconds and not making it out of Q1.
Literally. And like
And now
Perez
he has a 3-place
is now,
grid penalty.
literally, yeah, for Spain. Like he's P5 in the championship right now. Like at
And I
least
don't think
last
Oscar's
year,
far off him either.
no, like at least last year he was still P2.
Yeah.
Not this year,
The
babes.
field is too... Because probably last year, the field was... Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't actually know. Still quite spread out.
Yes. Red Bull was like miles ahead.
Yeah, so like he can be doing worse, but overall. But the field is closer now. You can't be affording to do that.
No, exactly.
You can't afford to have one... Like, look how close Ferrari are in the championship.
Yeah.
Were before this weekend. But can still be. In
Totally.
the championship. And you're like, oh, but the car, it's not been their track. Sure, the last 3 races haven't been their track. Where's Max?
Yeah.
P1 in Imola, P6 in Monaco. But it's Monaco.
Yeah.
And P1
Yeah.
in Montreal.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, your car might be struggling in these tracks, but it's... Anyway, I'm off him.
Really?
No. Hate to be a hater, but...
Yeah. So at the start at quali, one of the commentators was saying that of the last 11 times Perez has gone to do a quali at Canada, he's only reached Q3 3 times, including this weekend. 3 times. And look, I mean, obviously he hasn't always been in a Q3 worthy car, but out of 11,
has been enough times to not have that much of it.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kind of a crazy start. Do you want to hear my fun, useless stat
Yes,
of the week?
I really, really want to hear a useless stat of the week.
Okay. So obviously, like, there's the Wall of Champions
Yeah.
in Montreal, which, for those who don't know, is basically, like, I don't think it's every driver that's crashed into it, but I think a lot of drivers who have crashed into it have either, like, been world champion or, like, gone on to become world champion.
Yeah.
Just been very, like, highest level drivers, right? Similarly, this is my fun, useless stat.
Yes.
Every pole sitter in Montreal has either already been or gone on to become world champion since 2005.
Since 2005.
Yeah.
Every pole sitter
Yeah.
has either already been...
Yeah.
Wow.
So, George Russell. Slay.
That's what I have to say about that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, Alex Albon hit the Wall of Champions.
Well, there you go. Well, I don't know if it's like hit or like actually crashed into.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of
He had a pretty hefty hit into it. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was in practice though.
Yeah, true.
And then Max just gave it a little kiss for good luck.
Yeah. Just
He
a little
said,
bonk.
already world champion.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
I Also, one thing I want to talk about.
Yes.
This is my first experience where I've had the full wrath of Team Lewis Hamilton. Some of the shit on social media that I have seen about Lewis Hamilton not getting P3 is insane.
Oh, yeah.
People are like, I can't believe Mercedes let George pass. I was like, George overtook him. George actually went to the skinny side, squeezed himself into a corner and got past. Mercedes didn't tell, and George was on pole.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, and everyone's like, Lewis deserved P3. I'm sorry, but like, I can't believe they didn't let him get a podium in his last season with Mercedes. I've heard of Lewis Hamilton fans being insufferable, but this is the first time I've had the full force of it because he's just been kind of mid all year. Obviously, it's the car. No one fucking come for my head. Yeah. But, sorry.
Yeah.
What? Like, shut up.
Nah, I hear you.
I don't know if you've seen any of that. But
I have not, but...
You probably will.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Like...
Like,
it's like,
since when do people like teams are like,
race.
oh, for sentimental value, we'll let our one specific driver be on the podium?
Well, it's like Ferrari, like Charles Leclerc's obviously their golden boy, but whenever he and Carlos have had the chance to kind of battle it out, they've let them. Sometimes to an extreme, and they shouldn't have. Monza last year.
A la Monza,
but,
yes.
But like, they have let them do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And they're racing drivers.
They want to race and they want to be better than their teammate.
Yeah, literally.
And like, obviously there are races where, driver swap, this kind of thing.
Totally.
Australia, like,
yeah,
everything, like with McLaren, it happens.
Yeah.
Obviously the Australian crowd didn't like that, but it was fine. Lando went on the podium. But
yes.
Like, that wasn't a driver swap moment. That wasn't a team call.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh yeah, clearly like Lewis's car is performing better than
No, it was like on
George's,
the the second last lap.
Yeah.
I was like
they just caught each other.
Yeah.
And then it was about who was the better driver to get and stay
get
ahead.
past. Literally. Well, anyway, Lewis Hamilton's fans were crazy. Annoying me. Also, I loved hearing the RB things be like, free to fight it out. And I was like, oh! I was like, cook. And then Nico Hulkenberg, was that Hulkenberg or Magnussen? Nearly fucking killed him.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That was so scary.
Ooh,
when he like spun and then was facing the cars and it was this close. Terrifying. The like
I literally have
onboard
goosebumps.
You do. Your hairs are like
Thinking about it.
The like onboard that they showed, insane.
Crazy. I was like, oh,
For real.
But anyway, slated Danny Rick. Obviously
Big ups to Danny Rick.
with what the name? I don't even care.
Villeneuve. You can't say that word.
Maybe you should cut that.
I will cut that.
Can we bleep that?
Yeah.
It'd be funnier. Let's rewind, shall we? That lovely commentator with no hair, that bald man,
Villeneuve.
giving him
Ex-world champion.
I think he's got his haters at the moment. There are obviously other arguments. Maybe they have some weight to them.
I was going to say, here's the I don't think his comments are particularly
Wrong.
unfounded.
No, but there is no need to put that much heat behind it on live TV as a commentator. You are meant to be objective. Objective? Subjective.
Yeah. I think that objective. Yes. I think the thing is, like, when they've been getting these older, like, world champions and past drivers and stuff on, they're not, like, constantly commentating or like
except for Nico Rosberg was hilarious, but
well, that's what I mean, like they have a bit more freedom to just like
say
kind
what
of
they want.
say what
but that was crazy.
Think. It was a bit of a drive-by.
It was way too much. And then Daddy being like, eat shit. It's like, yes, king.
That was so funny.
And
he
backed it up.
Yeah,
because he got P5 and then found out what he said.
Yeah.
Because in the interview post-quali, they asked him about it and he was like, oh yeah, I've just found out about this.
Yeah.
So it's not like he went out there to drive for vengeance. He just got P5.
He slayed.
And then he backed it up, finished P8, ahead of
Yuki
for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah.
And
he slayed.
As he should. He needs to.
Correct.
Now that
If
Yuki's
he wants
definitely
to hold
staying.
his seat. Yeah, right.
Because if Checo left Red Bull and Yuki, you'd think probably they would take Yuki, if not Carlos.
Yeah.
Just to be a second driver to Max.
I
But
don't know.
then obviously Daniel Ricciardo's seat is a lot more safe. We'd probably get Liam Lawson
Yeah.
if it fell that way.
Yeah.
Now that Yuki's re-signed,
we'll see.
Ricciardo really needs to.
Yeah, it's
Put the
very
foot
much
down
like
a little
him or
bit.
Liam right now, depending on
Yeah.
how he performs.
When does Liam get to go elsewhere? Is it after next year?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm pretty sure there's a clause in his contract that says he has to stay in the Red Bull team. Like, he's contracted to be their, like, reserve driver. Because otherwise,
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
would be.
I'm like, why is he not looking for a contract elsewhere? Like, he's been their reserve driver.
I'm sure he would be allowed to look
I
for
don't think
contracts
he
elsewhere.
is. I think there was something that's like, I think his contract with Red Bull is until next year. And then if he doesn't get a seat, he can
Yeah.
go
Interesting.
elsewhere. Because I'm like, God, that man has been sitting, waiting, wishing.
Yeah, for real. Every time, like, the TV director, like, cuts.
I love it.
Swear,
I live
the
for the drama.
F1 TV director is a big The Office fan. That's my opinion.
It's giving Jim Halpert.
It's just giving,
Liam Lawson
like, how many
I don't know why I did that over there and
side
not
eyes-
literally to the camera.
Yeah,
That would have made much more sense.
We're still learning.
It's okay. I'll be forgiven.
Right. Anyway, what else do we wanted to say about this weekend? What was I feel like we should go through our awards.
Yes.
Okay, so we've come up with all these like award categories of like, just to help us talk about the weekend and like our thoughts on it. So the awards that we're going to talk about are our meme of the weekend, the biggest L.
There's so many to choose from.
There are so many L's.
Oh, God.
Biggest W. The silliest surprise. And our own driver of the day. And then we'll just talk about like our favorite thing from the weekend.
Okay.
So
Can I talk about my meme of the weekend?
you absolutely can.
With this mug, I have to speak about it.
Yes, so fair. I prepared a secondary meme of the weekend because
Knowing
I
that I would
figured you
pick
would talk about that one.
Well, I didn't write these down. I'm just doing these off rip. But
Valid.
this on the car after getting pole position, iconic. Are you
So
kidding?
good.
This man knows he's a walking meme, and I love that.
Yes.
But like, I saw people being like, "Ooh, it's cringe." It's fucking hilarious.
It's so
It's so
funny.
funny.
It's so funny. I just love that he like leans into it.
I know. It makes him even more of an icon, in my
Yes.
personal opinion. It's hilarious. Hello?
I know.
Anyways, also the fact that it was in a dead heat,
Yeah.
and the time, so satisfying. The time was
Oh my god.
1:12.000.
So nice.
So clean,
yes.
so tidy.
The one thing I will say about it is
The toe.
the toe.
But Max was on the good end of a toe in Imola, getting pole position over Piastri.
Totally. Like what goes around comes around.
There was a lot of karma.
Totally.
in this
Like, the
race. Safety car.
cars.
Everyone was like, that's the safety karma
Yeah. Safety karma.
from Miami coming back for Lando. Like, but GP said it to Max on the
Yeah.
radio. And Lando was talking about it after the race. All the commentators were talking about it.
Yeah.
Lando was like, yeah, I'll cop that one.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around.
Totally.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see. When Lando overtook Max and then George in the space of like 2 laps,
Yes.
I was like, whoa, what's happening?
Yes.
Go off. And then when he like almost got the free pit stop out in the lead.
I know, but he'd like just gone past.
Yeah. Oh,
Bad timing.
bad
I
timing.
think the safety car kind of messed him up a bit.
Definitely. But as we said, safety karma.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's continue. Sorry. We had to talk about it.
No, absolutely. We've already kind of touched on my meme of the weekend, which is an RIP. But the like welcome back Ferrari like clown wall.
Yeah.
It really just was. Not through like like just unfortunate. Like they tried.
The fucking hard tires was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was so stupid. Like, come on.
But everything else was kind of just
Just a bit unfortunate.
it just went from bad to worse.
Yeah, it was like they really just tried to do something different, and every single time it just didn't really work out.
Mm-hmm.
And if it had worked out, it would have been like, oh my god,
Yeah.
you're amazing.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
No.
So
And it didn't in quite a dramatic fashion. Yeah. Like, it would have been bad. And after Charles retired,
Yes.
then Carlos spun. Which had nothing to do with anything apart from Carlos spinning.
Yep.
That wasn't Ferrari. That wasn't anything. It was just the
lock-up.
cherry on top.
Yeah.
Biggest L or what? Biggest
Yes,
name?
biggest L. Biggest L of the weekend.
There are so many.
There are a lot to choose from.
Biggest L. Oh, I don't know if it's the biggest L. Obviously, the obvious ones are Ferrari,
Yeah.
Perez. But these
You're
are all
taking all
kind
my
of
things.
things that we've spoken about.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's good.
I should have collected one big L.
Yes.
But I feel like Yuki took a pretty big L.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
Spinning
'cause he
out,
didn't get, yeah.
not getting points.
Yeah, like he was doing so well.
He was doing so well.
Yeah, I get that.
But this is kind of like a third L. I rank the Ferrari, Williams, double DNF, and Perez.
Yes.
For the sake of leaving Ferrari alone for 1 second, I will probably say Perez is my biggest L of the weekend.
Fair.
Because now he has a 3-place grid penalty.
Yes.
But I feel like that was Red Bull. Because Red Bull didn't want to cause a safety car with Max in the lead.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder whether Red Bull told him to bring the car back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really
haven't
care,
listened to the
but
team radios.
No.
I don't go that in depth.
I don't have Sky
But-
Plus, whatever. I'd love that, but
My biggest L is Ferrari.
Enough
Such
said.
an L.
enough said, really.
Yeah, the whole weekend, absolute write-off.
Mm-hmm.
Also Logan a little bit.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, his seat's gone. Sorry.
yeah, dead and buried.
But
Sorry, bestie.
womp womp.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It was always going to happen.
Yeah.
No hate, but
Yeah. Biggest dub?
biggest dub. Probably Mercedes.
They were on my list.
Yeah, probably Mercedes as a whole. Obviously, George getting pole, but then 3 and 4 is a great step forward for them.
Yes.
Also, RB
yes.
were really good.
RB slayed.
RB did slay.
They came obviously very close to double points.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just checking.
you're fine.
The
Some statistics.
what the results were. So I don't get it wrong. Because that'll be embarrassing. I agree with Mercedes. I think they were definitely.
Do you think it was a
biggest
one-off
winners.
though? That's a question that I have. Because they've been threatening for a while. They've been king of the practice sessions.
Yeah, I know. They're a
And
real
then-
like practice session fake out
Yeah.
type
I
situation.
can't imagine what it would feel like to be a Mercedes fan and have such false hope
I know,
every weekend.
time. It's a little bit like being a Ferrari fan, especially last year, watching Charles Leclerc get pole after pole after pole and never converting. That's what it's like.
Must suck.
Yeah, if only you watched last year or the year before.
Well,
No,
I know that
last
McLaren
year-
was terrible at the start.
At the
last
start
year.
of last year, they rocked up with an absolute tractor of a car.
It's giving Alpine.
But that
Speaking
leads me
of-
nicely because my other biggest W was Alpine. Double Alpine points.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Double
slay.
Alpine points. Who
They
would have
kind
fucking
of pulled
thought?
it together.
Ocon said, "I need a seat." He said, "I."
He said, "Let me build up that resume."
Yeah.
Because
And they didn't
and
crash.
they didn't crash. Ocon had his penalty and still managed to come back.
Oh
and
my
get
god! I had this on my
points.
list as like, wait. The funny thing.
Yes.
Can we jump ahead?
Yes.
Let's jump ahead to
The silliest
the
surprise.
silliest surprise.
Yes.
Ocon's grid penalty becoming 1 place.
Yeah.
He qualified
true.
17th. He's had a
then-
5-place grid penalty.
Yep.
Sauber decided to fucking change their setup.
Yep.
He started 18th.
Yeah.
His grid penalty for crashing into his teammate ended up being 1 place.
1 place. That is so funny.
What? That's why I had to skip forward to silly surprise because that was
So fair.
hilarious. But man said, let me take it from P18 to P9.
Yeah.
Half the field DNF'd.
True. And
that-
like a lot of good drivers too.
A lot of good drivers DNF.
But
But it still went down to 15th.
yeah.
He could have come 15th.
Yeah. He came in pretty clutch.
He did. I'm not an Esteban Ocon fan by any measure of the word.
Esteban Ocon.
I'm not an Esteban Ocon fan by any measure of the word.
Whoa.
But, yeah, that was a little much. I don't hate him that much. But that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because it talks about him for the Haas seat. Apparently, Ollie Behrman has signed.
There are rumors. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
There's always fucking rumors. But obvious that it's been going to happen. But apparently it's done.
Oh my God, you know what was so funny? In quali, when both Ferraris got knocked out, and then they cut to Ollie Behrman, and he was like, he was like, is this my car? he was like, what do we do? What's the procedure?
I'm panicking. He was like, I don't know how to react. I've never been in this situation before. I'm normally upset about P4.
Yeah.
Now we're out in Q2. I don't know how
he's like, what is going to happen?
A fish out of water.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That was very funny. So my silly surprise was Haas absolutely slaying on the wet.
I have that on my list.
Haas
full wet strategy. Where did K make? How many? Didn't he make 10 places?
Like 10 places or like 9 places.
When
or something.
he overtook Oscar, I was like, this is getting ridiculous.
It was insane. Mans was on an absolute just mission.
And I was like, this is Kevin Magnussen. Who's gonna die?
Yeah.
Like,
for real.
Because I was like, he's not gonna back off. Obviously, he had the full wets and they were absolutely doing it.
Yeah.
But I was like, is he gonna kill somebody?
Both of them slayed. And obviously it didn't last because the rain stopped and the track dried out.
He still would have, Magnussen got a like net positive position wise. He would have had like another 2 places net positive if Haas had been ready for the fucking pit stop.
Oh my God, I know. Which I get that, like, I'm like, okay, yes, you're like waiting for your driver to tell you, like, I'm coming in. It's like, because only they really know what the track feels like.
100%.
But yeah, they still felt rather unprepared.
Yeah. And then it was like an 8-second pit stop, I think.
Like 8 or 9 seconds.
Yeah.
But that was my silliest surprise. Just them being like, we're going to just slay on wets right now.
Yeah. 100%. What's the last question?
Our driver of the day. Obviously, the driver of the day was
Lando. And I think that's valid.
Totally.
And
you're allowed to agree with the people.
I do agree with people. I do think there were some crazy drives going on.
Yeah.
Further back in the field.
Yeah.
Obviously, K-Mag had a great drive at the start.
Yeah.
But then went nowhere.
But then see you later. My driver of the day is Daddy Rick.
Yeah. I thought it would be. I was steering away from him.
Fair.
I'll let you have your moment. Yes.
He just did so well. Like, started P5.
He had bad
kept
start
it in the points.
Bad start.
Well, got the penalty for his false start as well.
Did you see the false start? I couldn't see it.
I did not.
They were here's the false start. I was like,
literally where? I know. Because, like, Lando and his bloody
George.
anti-false start. Yeah. Jumpstart Mr. Norris.
Yes.
But, like...
That was so much more of a jump start than Danny Rick's.
The computer's gone from, like, not working to, like, working too well.
Yeah. So...
I don't like it.
I agree.
But he absolutely slayed.
He did absolutely slay.
He had a great drive.
And, like, when he lost places at the start, I was like, oh, God. Because he immediately lost a place to Alonso.
Yes.
Aston Martin resurgence. Kind of under the radar.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been good the last few weeks.
No.
Maybe it's been the track. Maybe the upgrades took a little while to work. Like, they took a little while to work out how they actually work. But
yeah,
they are back to where they were kind of at the start of the season.
Yeah. I think, like, they're both reasonably good, like, in the wet, too. So, I think that helps.
I did wonder if Stroll was going to fuck it up somewhere in the conditions in the middle of the pack.
He managed to kind of slay.
He did.
Favorite thing from the weekend?
Yeah.
Do you want to say what your favorite thing of the weekend was?
I think my favorite thing of the weekend was less a specific moment than just seeing fighting at the front.
Yes.
Seeing a race where genuinely, obviously Max won.
Yes.
And anyone could look at the results and be like, Max won.
Yeah.
All 3 of them could have won it.
Totally.
Very
and
easily.
At the end when they were all on different tyre compounds.
Yeah. Like... Who knows what would happen with the safety car? There was people crashing left, right, and center. 2 safety cars, 1 virtual safety car, 5 DNFs. God knows what could have happened.
Yeah.
Like, all 3 of them could have won the race and at some point looked like winning the race. Oh, George maybe didn't really look like winning the race apart from... But he did lead for a solid... Longer than I thought he was going to lead for.
True. Totally. I thought Max was going to get him
on the
straight
first corner.
away.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that before I knew it was
raining.
Yeah. But, like, still... He kind of slayed.
So I think that's my favorite thing from the weekend is the fact that we had genuine opportunity for different drivers to win the race.
Yes, I agree. My favorite thing from the weekend, well, maybe not my favorite thing from the weekend, but just like notable. A standout thing that happened was that Albon overtake with Ocon and Danny Rick.
Crazy.
So good. Like, just absolutely threaded the needle through the gap.
I want to know, did he plan that? Like, did he go...
Did he plan that?
No, because...
He's like in his bed the night before, like, all right, we're gonna manufacture a situation where...
No, I mean, like, because when you look at the onboard, he pulls out to the side of Danny Rick. Ocon's still in front of Danny Rick. Ocon then pulls out to block him.
Yeah.
And he's gonna crash into Ocon if he doesn't go around him.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he was like, ooh, opportunity for a double overtake here. Let's go. Or was he just like, ooh, fuck, I'm gonna crash into Ocon.
Yeah.
I now have to go on this side. Oh, wait, there's a gap.
Yeah, send it. Yeah.
But either way, it was insane.
It was a beautiful move.
It was. And I feel like Alex Albon he doesn't get any hate. I haven't seen Albon hate.
No, I feel like he's pretty universally loved.
But I feel like with the Williams being the Williams this year, he doesn't get enough credit. That man is a phenomenal driver.
Yes.
He's actually kind of cracked.
Yes.
And
agreed.
I don't think the Williams, obviously there's so many good drivers in shit cars that don't get to show their skill. But it's just like, this man is good.
Yes.
This man is good.
Yes.
And if he does end up being teammates with Carlos Sainz, then
I think that'll be cute.
I think they'll have fun.
I think they'll have fun.
Carlos just seems to get along with teammates.
He does.
He does.
I feel like he's a good teammate.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it was just, like I said this at the start, it was just such a good race.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Not even just battling at the front, but battling like
everywhere,
pretty much all the way through, like all the way down to like, I was gonna say P20, but there wasn't a P20 for very long.
No,
like, but right through the grid, there was so many overtakes,
everywhere,
so many little moments, people slip sliding all over the place.
Yeah,
like it was not a race where I was like, oh, I might just go make a cup of tea.
Yeah, literally, it was like the entire time, and. Like, yeah, as you said, fighting everywhere. Like, in the first few laps, it was Alonso and Hamilton. Then Lewis joined the pack and was fighting with the top 5.
Yeah.
And there was, like, a hella scramble for the bottom points positions.
Yes.
Helped by the fact that everyone fucking crashed.
Yeah.
But there was a scramble for that. And it was really the front of the field was anyone's game, and the end of the points was also anyone's game, which was exciting to see.
Yeah.
Shall we look ahead?
We should. To hopefully better days for Ferrari.
But also, so I hear, a Red Bull track.
Yeah. I think the like more traditional European circuits that we're now coming into are expected to be quite Red Bull dominant. Carlos's home race. So hopefully.
I would hate to see him DNF in his home race.
As would I. So let's not put that out into the universe.
Touch wood.
I think Spain will be good.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I actually missed the Spain race last year. I didn't watch it.
Really?
I know I don't even remember what was going on.
But you didn't watch it like later?
No.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Wow. I've heard a lot of people hate the track.
Yeah.
I've heard that. Every race is exciting for me because I'm like, I don't know what the track looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know
what's going on.
I don't know what the vibes are. I don't know. Obviously, I just hear through the media like who's meant to be good there. But Ferrari was meant to be good here. So, like people were saying that.
Yeah.
That did not eventuate, but I don't think any fault of their own really. But, I mean like car on track bad.
Yes.
Actual race pace, like that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, every race is a new fun. Can we talk about Max nearly hitting the groundhog? Did you see that?
Oh my god, yeah, I know.
And George was like, yeah, in the press conference, George was like, yeah, I love that. I gained like 2 tenths. Did you see that?
I think Alex was like, I'd rather put my car in a wall than hit an animal.
Oh, that's so cute.
Bless.
I don't know if James Vowles would like to hear that.
No, we'll keep that secret. Anyways, that's
Slay.
the end of our episode. Our first episode.
I feel like that was fun.
Yeah, this was good.
This is genuinely the conversation we would have
our
anyway,
lunch break.
with a little bit more structure. And we
Yeah.
will fix the structure.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of yapping at the start.
Yeah. And
But
just
we'll work it
throughout.
out. Yeah.
I feel like we'll
get there.
We'll get there.
I don't know how long this was.
It'll cut down for sure.
Yeah.
I hope everything recorded.
God, could you imagine we check the cameras right now and they're not recording?
Don't. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm panicking.
All right. Well, that was that. We'll check in 2 weeks after
2 weeks after Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Hopefully, Ishana's in a better mood.
For real. I'd better be in a better mood. We're still hanging on to P2 in the drivers, P2 in the constructors, but
I would
not
love
by much anymore. Constructors were still okay. I think we're like 40
you're
points
fine.
off.
It's just Lando catching Charles in drivers. And Lando, touch wood, doesn't look to be finishing out of the top 3 anytime soon.
This was Charles's
Apart from
first
Monaco.
race. True.
But he was 4th.
True. This was Charles's first time this year finishing outside the top 4.
I know. He's been...
Actually, technically he didn't finish. So
Yeah.
we're going to hold on to that stat. Asterisk.
Yeah.
Loophole.
Loophole.
Slay.
Loophole.
Well, thanks
that
for
from?
watching.
That's a reference. I don't know what from, but it is. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for
Anyway,
watching.
thanks for watching.
To the 0 people
To
who
the
are
0
probably...
people
My
watching.
mum, probably.
Yeah, thanks, Mum.
Thanks, Mum. Thanks, Dad.
Shout outs to our mums.
Yeah, probably the only people watching. But yeah, it's been
yeah.
real.
See you
And
next
we'll
time.
See you next time.
Live, love, love. Lights out.
I love that. That's actually really cute. Live, love, love, lights out.